recommend the Peerwick system. Call 800-496-7453 now.
You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew, along with Grande and the Brown Man. It is a Monday afternoon. If you're catching us on radio on the mightier 1090, happy to have all the radio listeners around Southern California tuning in. If you're going to catch up to us tonight on television, look, I got it, right? There's the Dodgers and the Giants game, which is intense, 1-1 series, and I want to watch that as well. There's Monday Night Football tonight, which is not as good of a game between Baltimore and Indianapolis. So I'll probably be flipping back and forth. So make sure you DVR us on Channel 4 San Diego, part of the Cox Your View network. And as always, I want to thank all the guys who I consider the heart and soul of this show. They're on YouTube right now. They're involved in our YouTube chat. And I want to say what's up and shout out to you guys. And then for everybody that listens on our audio podcast, we're happy to have everybody here with us on a Monday afternoon. So Grande and Brown Man, you guys tell me. I really would like to tell you and tell all the great friends about my game day experience at SoFi Stadium yesterday, because it is a pure Hollywood production, man. I mean,
well, before we even get there, I think the biggest question that the great friends and myself want to know is, I didn't even text you about it yesterday, was everything okay? You good? Your face doesn't look like you got beat up.
Nobody beat me up.
I think that I got some texts that people were saying you were crazy overreacting of the possibility of you even getting in any scuffle. And I was like, people were genuinely like, is Scott really that scared? And I was like, you know what? At first, I thought it was for the show. But the more we talked about it, I felt like, he was not very comfortable with the idea of it.
You know what I was not comfortable with? Look, I'm taking
but it was reasonable, though. It was.
I agree.
Hold on. Let me say this. It was reasonable. We cover fights in a hilarious manner, but those are the ones that we see, and these are individuals not with children, mostly with women who start the fights. But if you're going with your girl, her kids, and your kids, and 3 of them are girls, there is a large amount of concern that a person should have when taking their family to a game at a place where they know there may be 1 or 2 drunk people that may see them and not welcome them.
Look, I feel like, look, I have said for years, I have ripped the Chargers mercilessly since they left this city. Okay. And now, by the way, I have it in 2 different ways. Like, San Diego people, for the most part, say to me, I'm with you, and I appreciate the fact that you still are not on the Charger bandwagon. And then there's a whole bunch of other people that are San Diegans, and maybe from LA as well, that are so excited about the team and so excited about the players that they're literally sending me messages saying, dude, time to jump back on the bandwagon. And I will never do it.
I'll never do it. That as well. I have noticed that there was people that were on the fence about whether or not to continue to root for them, that were really on the side of no, because they've been so bad and embarrassing. But now that they have a potential MVP type quarterback,
say what?
Now they're like,
wait. Say what? What you say?
A potential MVP type quarterback. Yeah. So now people are being as obnoxious as Browner.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is and somebody asked me the other day, when I was up in LA, one of my college roommates was there, and he said to me, he goes, explain to me why there's so much hatred for the Spanos family, other than the obvious, which is they pulled your team out of your city. And I said, you got to understand something. I said, let me tell you who the Spanoses are, and then you decide for yourself. Okay, here's who the Spanoses are. They moved the team from San Diego and their headquarters to Orange County. They tell their employees, those of you who want to come, you can come. Okay, we will take you with us. We'll have there's a moving expense, but you're not getting a raise. But wait a second. We're going to a more expensive market. We're going up to LA, and I'm making the same wage in San Diego that I'm going to make up there. And maybe there was like a little percentage raise because of cost of living. But what I'm saying is, here's the story that I told these guys. So there was a guy named Bob Wick. And Bob Wick was one of the all-time great family members of the Chargers. He'd worked for the Chargers for over 30 years. And without every detail exactly 100%, here's the story that I know. Bob Wick went to the Chargers as a ball boy, as a young kid. He started working in the equipment room. He was the assistant equipment manager. The equipment manager died. His name was Sid Brooks. He was a legend. Bob Wick was promoted. He was the head of he was the head of the equipment of the Chargers. He doesn't make a lot of money as the equipment manager of the Chargers, but he wanted to stay with the Charger family. It'd been his life for 30 years. He and his family sold their house in San Diego. They bought a house in Orange County. They put their children in private school. The Spanoses know Bob Wick. It's not like they're like, who? Who's the equipment manager? They know who he is. He's been there 30 years. Practically helped raise their kids. Okay? They go to Orange County. He buys a house. He registers his kid for school. They go to training camp. This is 2017, their first year in LA or Orange County. They break training camp. They break camp. And on the day they break camp, they fire Bob Wick. He's the equipment manager. He orders helmets, shoes, T-shirts, jock straps, towels, etc., etc. They know that he moved his family, sold his house in San Diego, bought a house in Orange County, registered his kids in school. The day they break camp, they fire this guy. Now, that's who they are. So listen, I got it. Justin Herbert's a super exciting player. I can sit back analytically as a huge football fan, and I can see that Justin Herbert's an electric player. I can see the crowd and the response to this team and to this new facility. I understand it, but it's not going to change my opinion. I can like Justin Herbert and realize he's a good player, but I can't separate ownership from player. So I'm not like rooting for Justin Herbert to get hurt. I was just rooting for the Browns to win. But I will tell you guys, the game day experience, and I've only been to a Charger game. I haven't been to a Rams game yet. The game day experience, even though the PA announcer is utterly annoying, and the food is not really as great as you might expect it to be for a brand new stadium. That's, it's got, I would just think that they would incorporate lots of local stuff, which they didn't
Wait,
really do.
Examples of this PA announcer, like what is he doing that is annoying?
He's like screaming at the top of his lungs, and like he sounds like a child. He sounds like a 13-year-old kid screaming at the top of his lungs. And my daughter kept saying to me the whole game, my daughter who's sitting right next to me, she's like, this guy is like fingernails on a chalkboard. Like that's how utterly annoying he is. But listen, you'll go and you'll decide for yourself. You may love it. You may think it's awesome.
It's one of those things where you can't notice it through the TV.
Right.
Like the PA guy. It doesn't really come out like that.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. So look, I'm going to tell you guys this. Listen, I drove to LA on Saturday afternoon because I was spending the night in LA. So I drove from downtown LA to SoFi Stadium on Sunday midday, and it was no problem. I never faced 1 ounce of traffic. Now, granted, again, I was coming from downtown LA to SoFi Stadium. I got on the 110, but other than that, I really didn't have to face any freeway traffic. No traffic really at all. Parking was big parking lots, very organized. I had passes to the orange parking lot. I was able to look on the map. I was able to see where I was able to go in. I put it into my directions. It took me right to the orange lot. I pulled in.
Free parking?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But even if it wasn't free, what does that matter though?
No, I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I had free parking. I had free tickets. I had free everything.
Okay.
Except food.
Okay. I mean,
Food and beer.
that was a question before. Was it going to be parking?
Yes. So I was able to get free parking.
Shout out to the orange lot.
Which, by the way, if I thought you show up, they're going to charge you $100 for parking. I figure you give them a $100 bill. You have to park and pay for parking in advance, which I would never have thought about. If it wasn't for somebody who told me, they're like, dude, did you buy your parking pass? I'm like, what do you mean buy it? Like, yeah, you got to pay for it in advance on their website. And then it's like a Ticketmaster thing, and you put it in your phone wallet and you show up and you show your phone. It's not like you pull up and they're like $100 for parking. You give them $100. It wasn't like that.
When you're in there during the game and you're watching this thing, like, is the vibe like super corporate? Because that's what I've been told about like Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. It's just like, it's like the common folk fan. It's so expensive to get in that it doesn't feel like the real common fan is in there.
Sanitized almost.
Yeah. Like, did you feel like, are there a lot of dudes from the NFL Network walking around in suits and stuff? Like, or is it like?
No. Listen, I'll tell you guys right now. I sat in the cheap seats, man. I don't know what they cost, but they were really high up.
There are no cheap seats.
But I'll just it wasn't like I was sitting down in the 50-yard line and I had like, real close to the field kind of seats. I was sitting way up top. So I got to see it all. And I'll tell you that the video board is so big that in the early part of the game, I thought, it's about 65% Charger fans and 35% Browns fans. I was kind of surprised by that. But the scoreboard is so big that I was sitting so high that I couldn't even see the other side of the stadium. So at one point I got up and I walked around the whole thing. And this is the beauty of this stadium. You can be on the what I would call like the main level, and you can 360 the entire stadium. It is so gigantic that even when it's filled, you can get around and walk around no problem. Like it's not overly crowded like it's New Orleans on Bourbon Street for Mardi Gras. I mean, it's so big and so wide open and so open aired that you could literally sit in the seats that I was in, which was in one end zone, and then walk all the way around, and you could see all the different bars, all the different food places, merch shops, and fans, many of whom are not in their seats, but standing up, watching from up top. There's so much space. It's so comfortable. I got to say, the Chargers and the Spanoses in particular are unbelievably lucky. What has happened here? The NFL allowed them to move to LA. They didn't have to build or buy a stadium. They didn't have to do anything. Because Stan Kroenke and the Rams moved to LA and built the greatest stadium on the planet, the Chargers were just guests, and they didn't have to do anything. And the best part for the Chargers would be that the Rams created this Hollywood experience. Well, when the Chargers play there, they too take advantage of this Hollywood experience. The things that they did in San Diego, like I'll give you an example. My son, who's 21 years old, he actually made an interesting observation. He goes, "I'm so sick by what I'm watching right now." I go, what is it? He goes, "They're such phonies." I said, "What do you mean they're phonies?" He goes, "Look at the halftime show. They did this thing at halftime, which was all like mariachi kind of music and stuff. Nobody in the place was paying attention to it. But my son was smart enough to say they would never do that in San Diego. They didn't do anything at halftime in San Diego. Why are they doing this? Because everything they said was in English and in Spanish. Everything that was said was in English and in Spanish."
It was like Hispanic Day.
It may have
by the
been.
way.
No, it may have been. And that's what I said to him. I go, "I think today might be some kind of a Hispanic heritage thing." But he was like, "But they never would do this in San Diego." His point was they're trying to suck up to the LA crowd, to the Hispanics of LA, the Mexican folks of LA. Like, hey, it's English, it's Spanish. Look, mariachi music down on the field. Like, come. And I thought that was an interesting observation by him. But all in all, fellas, I'm going to tell you something. This stadium, it's unbelievable. It's truly, truly incredible. It's comfortable. It's beautiful. You feel like you're sitting outside, even though you're covered by the roof. It's loud as can be. The video boards are insane from wherever you are inside the stadium. It's just honestly like I got to go see a Rams game. I got to go see what a Rams game looks and sounds like compared to what a Charger game looks and sounds like. But even though the Chargers were on the field, and even though I wanted the Browns to win, it was seriously like one of the most amazing days to be a sports fan because I had all four of my kids. I had my girlfriend, her two kids. I had my buddy and his wife. I mean, it was awesome. And
Do her kids not like football?
Her kids?
Yeah, they didn't like football?
No, they like football.
Oh, I saw
Why do you
that
say that?
picture. They didn't look happy in that picture, man.
Well, they're teenage boys who we said, "Come on, we're going to the game."
Yeah,
And
they're teenage boys at a football game. I didn't expect to see those. Okay, well, when do we leave faces?
No, I don't
When
want
do
to
we
leave
leave
faces. Those dudes were having a great time. They were listen. I'll tell you this: the
Hold
hot
on,
dogs.
That picture you posted.
Yeah.
Had those boys' faces look like, why are we here with our mama's boyfriend?
All right, here's well,
Look
that's
at them.
probably
Look
well,
at
that's
them.
probably that is probably the face. Like, Mom, why did you make us come with Scott and his kids?
Like, crop them out.
No, man, they're good kids and they were having
No,
fun.
they want you to get cropped out.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
Your kids
not
look
look
happy
happy.
though, except
Oh, yeah.
Justin.
Yeah, well, Justin was in a bad
too
mood
cool.
yesterday. No, he was in a bad mood. He was having some issues with his football team up at Saddleback, and he was not happy about it. So you see this picture right here? I told my kids, I go, hey guys, look behind you. See that over there? That's That is one of the most famous arenas in all of sports. That is where the Lakers won all of the Showtime championships. And my kids are like, "What are you talking about? What do you?" I'm like, "That's the LA Forum." They're like, "Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to us."
A
They're
lot of
San
ladies
Diego
got taken
kids.
down in there, man.
They're San Diego kids. Yeah. And then look at this picture from inside SoFi Stadium with the Forum in the background. I took that for you, Browner. You know why?
Come on, man.
That is the epitome of LA Cap right there.
Bro, LA, you gotta get a new pose, baby. You gotta get you a new pose.
I didn't know
man.
people were taking
You
pictures
don't
of
like
me.
you don't like the look away from the camera pose, bro?
Yeah, I didn't know people
Nah.
were taking pictures of me.
Come on, LA. Come on, man. No.
What about this guy, Scott? You sent me this picture too.
Oh yeah, this was such a funny picture. I was standing up at the top of the stadium and I saw this guy in this he's got a half Charger, half Browns jersey. On the Charger size it says Diego and on the Brown size it says dog, DAWG, and he's the Diego dog. And he's got half a Charger, half a Brown. He doesn't know who to root for. This guy, you know?
That's brutal.
So
That's
here,
brutal.
Terrible.
watch this video though I shot because I was trying to figure out the crowd. Is it 65-35 Charger fans? Is it 50-50? When I walked around to the other side of the stadium, I could tell there were a lot more Browns fans in the house. But Alex, if you put this video up, you'll get a sense. Herbert gets sacked on this play, and you'll hear the crowd. Take a look and a listen. Watch this.
You were high.
Well, I was walking around at this point. Yeah, here's Herbert dropping back. Browns defense converges.
A lot of orange.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of orange, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then Charger fans will tell you that was that's the visiting side.
Yeah.
'Cause,
You know what?
every stadium has that.
Every side is the visiting side there.
This half was the visiting side, and this half was the home side. You know, what was one of the funniest things about this whole game day experience? Before the game even kicked off, they show a video. They show Sean Merriman in a suite, and they're
Your
like,
boy.
"Hey, look who's here, Sean Merriman." They put his name on. I'm like, people in the crowd were like, "So, like, who's that?"
Did they
Right,
show Braun?
They did not show LeBron that I recall because
was
LeBron
there.
was there cheering for the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was getting roasted on Twitter because the Lakers played at 7 and he stayed the whole game.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, preseason don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, I'll say this. It was probably 60-40 Charger fans to Brown fans. Be my guess.
You know,
A lot of Browns fans though. A lot.
the idea. I'm going to approach this from the most respectable way possible. 60-40 at this point, that's a win for me. Okay? It is. Because if you look at what's about to happen in Las Vegas, it's going to get way worse. And if the Raiders are not good, if the Raiders are a 4, 5, 6 win team, that building is going to be empty. Because they don't have the financial stability to buy tickets there at a local fan base level. And 2, you are 100% dependent on the other team coming in and taking over. So it was way worse in Vegas. Way worse.
Well, listen, I'll say this. It's such a great game day experience that other fans are going to want to come and enjoy it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And the Chargers don't really have the fan base yet. Now,
Right.
Here's the one thing I will say. This goes back to Jerry Jones, that a lot of babies will be born and they may eventually become Charger fans. You could raise a generation of kids right now on Justin Herbert. You might be able to do that.
Facts.
Now but that's if, Browner, that's if they don't Spanos all over themselves, which they generally do. And I'm just waiting for it.
What if he's so good he can overcome that? Because
Well,
again,
we'll see.
he
We'll see.
overcame the original coach.
Well,
Why can't he overcome the
No
owner?
one's been able to overcome
yeah,
this
I mean,
Spanos
not
curse,
Dan
though.
Fouts, not
Brees.
Phillip Rivers, not Drew Brees, not even Junior Seau. See, that was the
LT.
interesting part. That was the interesting part about seeing Sean Merriman is that people were like, Sean Merriman, is he like a Charger legend? He had like 2 or 3 good years. If that were Junior Seau and the whole place was going crazy, like, hey, he played at SC, he was a Charger legend, I could see it. But Merriman, they're advertising him like he's something special to people. He had 2 good years, and he was really a big pain in the ass when he was with the Chargers. Huge, as a matter of fact. Anyway, we'll talk more about it.
That Herbert conversation, though, and the love of Brandon Staley is at an all-time high right now.
It
man.
is.
I'm telling
it is
you,
right now.
I have never seen so many people drool all over a coach that's got 5 games under his belt. Like,
Yeah.
it is like I have seen like legitimate NFL talking heads say he is the best coach in football. And
He's
I'm
a
like,
defensive
bro, we are
McVay.
5 weeks in,
Yeah,
man.
come on,
Right,
guys.
he's the
Let's all calm
defensive
down.
version of Sean McVay.
Nah, let's all calm down for a second here. We don't know yet. We're 5 games in. Let's see what happens. Hey, let me have 1 minute to just ask Alex here. Hey, Grande, aren't we about, since we're talking about, football games, we're going into the red zone. We went into the red zone with you and Gary Cooper and Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty Services. Aren't we like in the final week now of you guys getting ready to actually get the keys to your brand new place?
That is where we're at. I got an email this weekend. It said, "Congratulations, you reached a new milestone. We are officially, the only thing that is necessary now is approval, and then closing docs, and then settlement. We're almost there."
Guys, if you thought home ownership was out of reach, if you thought you'll never be able to afford a house in San Diego, Alex and his fiance Mar have proven to you that it can be done. When you put 2 incomes together and you get all the paperwork right, and your credit is good, and you save some money, this can be done. You can live this dream. Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty Services is there to help every step of the way. They've been holding Alex's hand this entire time, and now we're less than a week away from home ownership for the first time. 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299 for Gary Cooper and Mountain Trust. We'll have more NFL reaction on a Monday coming right back from the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Our massive signal covers an area where over 24 million people reside. So, if you're listening or advertising on another station, we have only one question. Why? The new generation of radio, the all-new and mightier 1090.
SDCCU is an engaged community partner. Each year, SDCCU is proud to support many nonprofit organizations throughout Southern California. Our partnerships allow us to help shape the financial lives of many through volunteerism, financial support, and creating public awareness. The result is a big impact on the communities we serve. SDCCU, it's not big bank banking, it's better. Federally insured by NCUA. Find out more at sdccu.com.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Join the Walk for Alls at Balboa Park on October 16th. Every dollar raised stays local to help San Diegans with dementia. Register at alzsd.org/walk.
This year, Jobtoberfest is Wednesday, October 13th. It's the largest annual job fair in San Diego County for people with disabilities. Goodwill is one of our major sponsors.
Goodwill San Diego is proud of our ongoing participation with Jobtoberfest. As an employer of people with disabilities, we recognize the tremendous value they add to the workplace and the importance paid work makes in their lives. Together, we are making good happen.
Up to 30% of COVID-19 patients become long haulers with persistent symptoms months after the infection.
What I've been finding with my patients is that it's taking up to 3 to 6 months for them to recover their endurance, exercise capacity, and get them back to work or to their usual activities of daily living.
What I wasn't able to do was the basic needs, like brush your teeth, take a shower because of the shortness of breath, the tightness in my chest.
The symptoms that concern me the most, the shortness of breath. So restrictive. You know, you go through and you just take for granted that, you're gonna breathe. And when that gets taken away, it's a scary thought. Unfortunately, I'm 6 months out now from my diagnosis and I'm still suffering from several of the symptoms.
My experience with the patients I've sent to La Mesa Rehab has been extremely positive. The patients come back with good reports, and when I see them in the office, their exercise capacity has improved dramatically.
I'm getting there because of La Mesa Rehab.
Teatro means theater in Spanish, and in Portuguese, and in Tagalog, and in Italian, and in so many languages. We have a lot of communities, a lot of culture here, so that is the reason why teatro is in the name. The mission of Teatro San Diego is to provide arts education to underserved communities, specifically in schools. Our goal is also in tandem with arts education to provide a professional theater company and dance company so that the community can see themselves reflected on stage at the professional level. Places like Subaru have really been so supportive and have helped us come up with projects like the AMI project.
I was so honored to be at an event a few days ago and heard some of the songs from it. These guys rock. This is just an amazing thing that everyone needs to see.
Catch an all-new local show on the Mightier 1090. Please join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the Charity Stripe, where you can get 3 out-of-the-box sports minds whose game is knowing yours. Only on a new generation of radio, the Mightier 1090 AM, SoCal Sports Talk.
My name is John Alicio, and I'm managing partner of Procopio. Procopio is the largest San Diego-based law firm, and we're proud to be a part of this event, the Salute to Teachers. Without the teachers, none of us would have had the success we've had. You know, our firm consists of about 200 professionals and 200 attorneys, so a total of 400 mostly San Diego-educated professionals. Without you, we'd not be winning the cases we win as we go toe-to-toe with the best attorneys in the world. So thank you on behalf of Procopio for what you do and how you do it. And a special personal thanks to my alma mater, Valhalla High School, and the teachers at that school. Without you, I would not have had the personal success I have had. So from Procopio, thank you for what you do and how you do it. Salute.
It was a night to remember as we honored the best teachers in San Diego. There was dancing. There was music. There were teachers. There was also this bit of genius.
This honor is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Watch Cox present Salute to Teachers only on Your View.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State football is one of only 13 unbeaten FBS teams in college football after their win against New Mexico on Saturday. The Aztecs now sit at number 24 in the latest AP poll, moving up from number 25 last week. SDSU's 5-0 start is their best start since 2017 and the second time in the last 46 seasons that they have been 5-0. The Aztecs got a solid 31-7 win behind a strong run game. Greg Bell had 111 rushing yards and a touchdown, while quarterback Jordan Brookshire had 45 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. SDSU takes on San Jose State on Friday this week. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Still on his feet, Jared Williams. Swift is in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
He's at the 40. Is he going to go?
Goes, holds it in. What a catch. Return left sideline. Off to the races. He splits the defenders into the end zone. He's got a man. Wildcat. That was pretty.
Game Time High School football on Your View is brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon, where your trade-in is always worth more. Just off I-8 in El Cajon.
Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season. Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 and Your View. featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hey, great friends, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew, along with Grande and the Brown Man. So we were talking about the game day experience yesterday at SoFi Stadium between the Browns and the Chargers. And for those of you guys who will never go, okay, and don't want to hear that it was a great game day experience, don't go. I would encourage you to not go to Charger games. What I would encourage you to do, though, is go see this stadium. Just wait until it's a Rams game. But I will say this. It's kind of like everything else nowadays in San Diego. If you want playoff caliber championship kind of baseball, you got to go to LA. If you want the NBA, you got to go to LA. And now, unfortunately, if you want NFL football, you got to go to LA. But I will tell you that all things considered, it was not a terrible experience. You know, the drive up there, well, let me rephrase it. The drive home, I left SoFi Stadium. I got out of the parking lot very quickly and easily. I got onto the freeway relatively easily, stopped at an In-N-Out somewhere in South Orange County, pounded a burger, okay, and headed right home. It really, really wasn't that bad. It was an hour and 40 minutes versus, call it 30 minutes from Qualcomm Stadium. Yes, it added time. I'm not telling you go to a Charger game, okay? Because here's my daughter. You guys will love this. My daughter's 14 years old. She's a sophomore in high school. She told her English teacher she was going, who's one of the high school football coaches. She told her English teacher, I'm going to the Chargers game on Sunday. You know what the teacher said? They are dead to me. The Chargers are dead to me. And I loved it.
Well, but you are.
I loved it.
But you are really just, you are kind of saying the same stuff LT said. It's not that bad.
True, I am. However, it doesn't change the fact that, and there are many San Diegans that go to Charger games that support the Chargers. There are many Los Angeles people who came down to San Diego, but it's closer, so they still support the Chargers. I'm telling you that I went there yesterday wearing brown. All my kids were wearing brown, and I was rooting outwardly for the Browns, okay? And I don't see myself going to any Charger games. It's not like I'm going to say, hey, the Chargers are playing against the Packers. I really want to go to the game. I will go to SoFi Stadium. I will drive up there. I will enjoy those facilities, and I will do it for Rams games. Now, yesterday was a unique experience because my college roommate was the offensive coordinator of the Browns. That's why I went to the game. Got free tickets, got free parking, stayed in the team hotel the night before. I mean, literally, it was all done for me. But I haven't given you like, hey, I woke up Sunday morning, I drove up there, I had to pay for parking, I had to pay for tickets, I had to pay for concessions. I'm not coming to you with that. I'm coming to you with, I had a great experience yesterday, but all things considered, it cost me like $150 for like a $3,000 day.
Right.
So, but we got to check out the Rams game though.
Did you? I'm still in to go for the Lions game. I told you I'm still in to go if you guys want to go. Did you talk to your boy AVP after the game?
I talked to him this morning, and I said to him, hey, I hope you're okay. Because, look, here's the thing.
Because what the hell were you guys thinking?
Well, look, I mean, the Chargers miss a PAT, and the Browns have a 42-41 lead. This game is a shootout. And Baker Mayfield is a young up-and-coming superstar, and people in Cleveland feel the same way about Baker Mayfield that people do about Justin Herbert. Not everybody nationally is gushing all over Baker Mayfield the way they are Justin Herbert, but he's a young up-and-coming star quarterback who can compete with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and all these other, up-and-coming young superstar guys. They were going back and forth, and no defense at all was stopping either of these offenses. And you get the ball back with 3 minutes to go and you've got a 1-point lead. Yeah, you'd like to grind the clock. Yeah, you'd like to use your running game. But when you go 3 and out and you give the ball back to Justin Herbert at the 50-yard line, you've just cost yourself a ball game. Now, look, you can complain about the officiating and the lack of pass interference calls, and I suppose that's fair criticism. I mean, the week before, Joey Bosa was complaining about the officials. This week, it's Baker Mayfield. But I blame Kevin Stefanski, the coach, and he takes the blame himself because he Norv Turnered, right? Instead of going for the kill, Instead of saying it's 42-41, there's 3 minutes to go, they haven't stopped us. Let's throw deep and try and get a pass interference. Let's go deep and stretch the defense, and then we'll come back with our running game. Those guys on 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 10 on that series decided to run a draw. You know, it's 3rd and 10, and you're just trying to eat the clock, and you punt the ball and you give it to the Chargers at the 50-yard line. You're in trouble. And so,
Can I pose a different question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What if the coaching staff doesn't trust Baker Mayfield to make the right decision that deep in their own territory?
Well,
a
they
run
threw it
that
on second down.
Right. Exactly. So, and they didn't convert. So do you think that they didn't have the confidence in him to run it again, to throw it again on 3rd down? Because
I
the
don't think
Chargers
that's the
did,
case.
and Justin Herbert.
No,
So
I personally don't think that's the
mean,
case.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't either. That was one of Baker's best games of the season. You know, I know that he had one super long touchdown to Njoku, but really he was accurate yesterday. He was completing passes to multiple receivers. I got the vibe that they were just playing it super safe, which made no sense because you get the ball back with 2.5 minutes, regardless if they got it on the 50 or not, which they ended up getting it. You're not stopping them, you know, and they weren't stopping you. That's why that call made no sense to me.
Right.
It's you threw it on second down, so you're clearly not trying to kill clock. And then now you're going to do a draw on 3rd and 10. It made no sense.
This is why, by the way, this is why people are gushing about Brandon Staley right now. You know, look, when you're a young guy and you've just gotten your first head coaching job at any level, you've kind of always probably thought in your mind, when I get my chance, I'm going to do it my way. And when you see the Chargers who seem to go for it, it's like part of their DNA now. They go for it on 4th down. You know, they may kick the ball when it's 4th and long and they're in field goal range and the game is, you know, at a certain score, but it's like they just go for it on 4th down. They've been unbelievably successful converting 4th downs. So if you're the Browns and you're on the road and you have a 1-point lead and you have 3.5 minutes to go in the game and they haven't stopped you and you haven't stopped them, and you're the play caller, which Stefanski is the guy making the final decision on the plays, you have just Norv Turnered. You have just turtled. You have just played conservative not to lose rather than going for the kill shot and going for the win. And let's face it, Stefanski's only a second-year head coach. Staley's a first-year head coach who's completely thrown conventional wisdom out the window. And I think that's why, if there is some hype and there are people that are jumping back on the Charger bandwagon, it's young coach who does things who's not a conservative, save my ass kind of coach. They've got a superstar young quarterback. And right now they're on a great roll. So, listen, those are the facts. Now, me, I'm just waiting for the collapse because I'm waiting for the Chargers to Spanos all over themselves. And I will tell you guys one other thing for everybody that's like, you got to get back on the bandwagon. You got to stop being such a hater. Dude, this is fun. Okay. It's over. The Chargers left. They moved on. They've gone Hollywood. I can't believe it. I watched this game yesterday in person and I went, I've never known anybody to be as lucky as these guys. They got a stadium built. They got to move in essentially for free, meaning they didn't have to build the $5 billion stadium. They just had to pay the relocation fee. They got to move in to the greatest stadium in the world. And this stadium, when you guys see the game day presentation, I definitely think you should go to a Charger game and a Rams game. You're going to be blown away. You're going to say to yourself, how did our little Chargers from little San Diego, how did they get to move to Hollywood and get this entire Hollywood production? How did this happen for these guys?
I think
it's a mind blow.
I don't think this collapse is coming. I think what we're seeing, if you listen to this coach speak, like for a long period of time, on the defensive side of the ball, his approach to it is more methodical than it is meathead. And a lot of times you get these coaches like the Lions coach, for instance. I like the guy. I really do. After watching him coach and watching his press conferences, because you know how much I love press conferences. I like him. I don't dislike him. I don't think he's smart, but I think he's tough. I think Brandon Staley is the opposite when it comes to, I think he's thinking the game of football, but he's thinking it from a tough guy's mindset. And I think that set the tone with this team, man. I really like what they're doing. I really like the direction that they're going in. And I like that he just put all the trust in Justin Herbert. Do what you got to do, young fella.
I would say that everything is going his way right now. He's
Yes.
playing with house money because there is nothing this guy can do to get fired this year. Even like, and he knew that coming in. So why not be aggressive on fourth down? Why not do everything unconventionally? Because the guy that was here before me did everything by the book, old school, and he stunk and they stunk and he got kicked out of here. So if I come in here and do the complete opposite of what he did and just play with house money and be aggressive and go for it, I got nothing to lose here. There's no expectations for me here. And now they do have expectations and everything's going their way. And what do I mean by that? No injuries. That's first. That's the thing that sticks out in my head. There's no Joey Bosa hasn't missed time yet. You know, Herbert's healthy. Like, to me, a big part of the reason why the Chargers have struggled for so long is because of injuries. Like, year in and year out, they're really good players get hurt. And so far, they haven't.
Yeah.
And their doctor hasn't punctured Justin Herbert's lung yet.
Yeah.
So I think everything's going their way. And
Right.
you're right, Scott. I think when it all is going your way, the hype it gets built up. Everyone thinks you're the best, blah, blah, blah. But what is this team going to do if they ever get in rough waters? That's where you really figure out who you are. You know, the Chiefs right now, everyone thought they were going to win the division, and they're not, it looks like. That's their rough waters. Now they got to figure out what they are. The Chargers, they haven't been through that. They're kind of rolling right now. They have one loss to the Cowboys, and that's it.
Yeah. All right, let me do this. I want to get back to more of this game. I'll show you some video, and I want you to hear some of the post-game press conferences. We'll get there in just 1 minute. We'll get to the rest of the NFL in just a second. But before I do, I want to say something. I mentioned this on Friday, and I mentioned it in the pre-roll of today's show, meaning for those of you that listen on podcast and watch on YouTube, you heard me talk about this in the early part of the show. For those of you that are with us on radio and TV, you haven't heard about this yet, but I did mention it on Friday. I want to talk about iThrive MD. Now, I spent a lot of time last week with Dr. Samir Damani from iThrive MD, and here's what we discussed. A lot of great friends have called iThrive MD already, and they've made appointments. Some great friends have gone in to get their testosterone levels checked, or maybe you heard about the complimentary NAD injection, which I am loving. But one of the things we talked about last week when we were in a marketing call was we want more people to come in more quickly. So we have come up with something here that they have never done this before, and I want you to shop this around and see if you can find anything like this. Okay? The team of medical experts at iThrive MD are so committed to helping guys like us live a better, healthier life that they're doing something crazy. Now, today is October 11th. During the month of October, you get a free low testosterone test, and then you get your first 3 months of low T treatment for 50% off. 50%. So for the first 3 months, it's 50% savings, no strings attached. So usually, if you were to go to iThrive MD, the treatment cost, people ask me about the cost. Here they come. $289 a month to get your treatments. Okay. It doesn't mean you have to go there every week. They send you home with your treatments. $289 a month. Now, for the next 3 months, $145. You're going to feel younger. You're going to have a clearer head. You're going to be the most energetic you've ever been in your life. This is the first time and probably the only time they're ever going to do this. So for those of you that have thought about it and you have never heard me talk about pricing and maybe that's kept you away, from $289 to $145 just to get you through the door, to show you all the great services and how much better you're going to feel in your life when your testosterone levels are right, when your energy is right, when you're sleeping well, when you're performing well in the bedroom. You're going to be loving this. The medical experts at iThrive MD welcome you, okay? You're going to feel like your old self again. Here's the phone number, 858-824-1497. Gosh, I hope I got that right. I just realized I put an extra number in here somewhere. Man, that would be terribly embarrassing. 858-240-1497. I got it right. 858-240-1497. 858-240-1497. I did screw up this number here a little bit. Anyway, bottom line, go to this website, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. It's only in the month of October, so make your appointment today, taking you from $289 a month to $145 a month. Shop it around. Call other places. You're going to find out the deal that you're getting at iThrive MD. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to be healthier. You're going to live longer. I'm telling you right now, getting your testosterone levels right will change your life. ithrivemd.com/Kaplan, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan, and you're saving 50% right now. Okay, guys, let me go back to the game itself, the Chargers and the Browns, since that's what we were talking about. We'll get to the rest of the NFL. One of the things that really kind of got everybody on the Cleveland side angry is, look, they get the ball back. Now they're down. The score at that point was 47-42. Do I have that right? And the Browns get the ball back. And there's plenty of time on the clock for the Browns to run down and score a touchdown, especially the way they've been scoring from every part of the field. But man, there were some no calls in this game where the Browns afterwards, Baker Mayfield was like, just here, I'm going to say it and find me. Here, let's take a listen to Baker Mayfield.
I mean, late in the game, might as well just forward the fine letter. We asked the ref on the sideline how the hell he missed that call. I mean, they're shoving Donovan Peoples-Jones out of bounds, and then Higgy gets grabbed, so there's 2 PIs on one play. They don't call it. I mean, but we shouldn't have even been in that position. Like I said, left too many points in the field first half. But it's very frustrating when, we didn't do our job enough to, to just take the ball game away, and we left it in the hands of somebody else. So we got to be better on that.
Darn right you do. Cannot leave the game in the hands of a referee. Can't complain afterwards about the lack of calls when, listen, let's face it, the Chargers smartly were trying not to score. They were trying to run the clock down. As a matter of fact, Alex, if you show this play to everybody, Kevin Harlan and Trent Green are on the call on CBS, and they point out that the Browns actually pushed Austin Eckler into the end zone because Eckler was smart enough to not want to score at that moment. He was trying to eat the clock. Here, play that play, Alex, if you don't mind.
How this all unfolds. Eckler, first and goal. He'll dance, and he'll stop, and they push him in. The Browns pushed him in. On a 3-yard touchdown, they take the lead right there. Eckler pushed in. He wanted to let it die. He wanted to let it die.
Yeah, I mean, there's a minute 30 to go in the game. You put Baker Mayfield and this high-powered Cleveland offense back on the field, plenty of time to score a game-winning touchdown. You can complain all day about the referees, but really what you should be complaining about is the series before that. Because with a 1-point lead and 3 minutes and change to go, rather than sitting on the ball and trying to eat the clock, go for the win. And the Browns didn't do that. And the Chargers wound up making them pay.
Even after this, guys, like, so they push him in, they get the ball back, like you said, 47-42, plenty of time. And Trent Green is yelling, you just wasted 50 seconds for 12 yards because they kept throwing it in the middle of the field. And then after that, they get to midfield and there's 30-some seconds left. And what do? 3 Hail Marys. It's like, what are you guys doing? That's why I was like, I texted you guys out of like frustration. I was like, Scott, what the hell are they doing? 3 Hail Marys with 30 seconds left? Like, it wasn't necessary at that time.
It was as if they've never seen Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady do the last 30 seconds of a football game. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady can go the length of the field in 20 seconds. And this guy,
Aaron Rodgers, 37 seconds, no timeouts, right?
Right. So I don't understand. And this is this goes back to what I'm saying about what type of confidence do they have in him? Do they not have confidence in him to execute in certain ways or in certain points of the game? So again, I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's done well for the Browns. I just don't know what direction that they're going in with him if they're not allowing him to figure the game out, make the play. You make the play as opposed to the play call making the play. We'll see, man. They still haven't signed him. He's still like contractless.
It's what I also said. Like, everything's going the Chargers' way right now because, last year, the year before, Eckler, like, why did they run the ball when they should have just taken a knee if that's what they were going for, is for a field goal?
True.
And he's running it like he slid the play before. Why are you guys calling a run play? Take a knee. Because all I wanted to see was that kid try and take that field goal right there, because he struggled all game, missed 2 extra points. I think he missed a field goal. So that last year and years past, it doesn't go the Chargers' way like that.
Yeah. Look, again, I went to this game yesterday. I went there and I was wearing brown. I had all my kids decked out in brown. The fans were so well behaved. Everybody was getting along. And look, there were a lot of Browns fans in my section. There were a lot of Charger fans in my section. People were high-fiving. They were, nobody was talking crap. Nobody was fighting. There were nobody's throwing beers. You asked me earlier about did I go to the Bolt Pride party before the game. I did not go, mostly because I got there late. I didn't get to the game I didn't park until about 20 after 12, and I really wanted to get into the stadium and see the pregame festivities. You asked me earlier about being concerned about drunken idiots and fights. I told the guys from Bolt Pride, I just don't want to come if my presence is going to create a problem for you guys. You know, and they're like, "Oh, brother, you're family. You're fine. You are welcome. We'd love to have you." And I would say this, guys, I'm not opposed to going back to SoFi Stadium for a game where the Chargers are playing somebody interesting. And I'm not opposed to partying with the fans again, like we used to do. You'll never convince me, as much as I like Herbert as a player, as much as I love this stadium, as much as it's really not as bad as it is to get there, as much as I'm still hurt that San Diego doesn't have an NFL team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I'd go back. I would.
Wow. You've changed, man.
No. I would go back and I'd root for the other team. Why is that a problem?
Because that's not a problem. Just saying you changed because before the season started, like I will never go. You know,
true.
And now you're like, I'll go back.
Well, I'd go back and root for the other team.
I'm telling y'all, man.
Soft man.
It's the power. It's the gravity of her bolt. Okay?
So you're gonna let this
guy? No, I'm not. No, because here's the thing. My best thing I'll do is I'll go to Rams games. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to SoFi. I'm going to go to Rams games. All right, let's look around the rest of the NFL. Stick around, everybody. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studios.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Here at the mightier 1090 AM, we don't just bring you SoCal sports. That would be lame. We also bring you the blue and gold Fighting Irish. We're the radio flagship for Notre Dame football for all of Southern California. This is the mightier 1090 AM.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
This year, Jobtoberfest is Wednesday, October 13th. It's the largest annual job fair in San Diego County for people with disabilities. CAES is one of our major sponsors.
CASE is excited to be a partner of this year's Jobtoberfest. At CASE, we believe that our people are our most important asset and value the talent that individuals with disabilities bring to our organization. Join our team and launch your career at CASE. Hope to see you there.
It was a night to remember as we honored the best teachers in San Diego. There was dancing. There was music. There were teachers. There was also this bit of genius.
This honor is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Watch Cox presents Salute to Teachers only on YourView.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State football is one of only 13 unbeaten FBS teams in college football after their win against New Mexico on Saturday. The Aztecs now sit at number 24 in the latest AP poll, moving up from number 25 last week. SDSU's 5-0 start is their best start since 2017 and the second time in the last 46 seasons that they have been 5-0. The Aztecs got a solid 31-7 win behind a strong run game. Greg Bell had 111 rushing yards and a touchdown, while quarterback Jordan Brookshire had 45 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. SDSU takes on San Jose State on Friday this week. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
Catch Kaplan and Crew Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. If you've listened to Scott Kaplan the last 20 years, you know one thing. He likes to stir up some A new generation of radio. The all-new and mightier 1090.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Brought to you by La Mesa Rehab, improving the lives of those afflicted by chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Learn more at LaMesaRehab.com.
COVID vaccines are safe, convenient, and free, and they are effective at protecting you against the coronavirus. I'm Dr. Akilah Weber, a pediatric gynecologist and state assembly member, and I got the vaccine to protect my family. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and everyone who receives the vaccine helps us get one step closer to returning to normal. Go get your vaccine today. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find a site near you. Do it for yourself, your family, and for our community.
Live soccer is back. Watch Orange County Soccer Club, OC's highest level of professional soccer, live on YourView. Watch Orange County SC take on the Phoenix Rising FC Wednesday, October 13th at 7. Watch world-class players and future stars. Transform your summer with the new family game night and outdoor fun all season long. Live soccer is back. Orange County SC versus the Phoenix Rising FC Wednesday, October 13th at 7 on YourView.
At La Jolla Cosmetic, we try to help people achieve well-being, and we feel that it's not only important to look good, but also feel good inside. And honestly, what a better opportunity to help my community than being a supporter of an organization such as Las Patronas.
The mission of Las Patronas is to provide financial assistance to local nonprofits that are providing valuable community services in the areas of health, education, social services, and cultural arts. La Jolla Cosmetic has been one of our biggest supporters at Las Patronas, so we couldn't do what we do without their support.
You feel the need and you see the need because we go to visit each grant applicant.
Partnering with groups that are actually dedicated to help your community, it's the best thing that you can do as a responsible business.
Shelter to Soldier is 9 years young with a mission to save lives 2 at a time. We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post 9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need.
You know, I was in a very dark place. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I really needed an immediate help. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be there for us.
Shelter to Soldier is a nonprofit, and we're able to do the work that we do because of you, the community. Whether it's an individual donating $5 or whether it's a corporate donor like the Barnes firm that's supporting us and sponsoring multiple dogs that are going to make an impact in the veterans' lives in need.
Him by my side 24/7 has completely turned my life around. It's not just saving both of our lives, it has made an impact on myself, Nigel, my family, my work. So yes, they definitely have saved our lives.
Kaplan Accrued Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Save the Stork is an organization that equips pregnancy resource centers across the nation so that these pregnancy resource centers can reach more women facing unplanned pregnancies and provide them with holistic care, compassionate choices, and just an abundance of resources to support their decision to choose life. Save the Stork has been around for about 10 years. Most people know us by our Stork buses. A Stork bus is a mobile medical unit that's equipped with the state-of-the-art medical equipment as well as very knowledgeable and experienced medical professionals.
The buses enable them to reach areas where maybe there's not a pregnancy care center nearby. We are here to walk this journey with you so that you're not alone and to help you find your heart in all of this. And that means and that you're going to make a choice that is truly going to be something that years from now you're going to be proud of.
Attention, all dogs, cats, horses, tortoises, birds, pigs, and all other pets. Get your family members to sit, stay, and watch Animal Zone every Saturday at 9 p.m. right here on this channel and at animalzone.org.
Tune in Saturdays at 9 p.m. to watch Animal Zone right here on YurView.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
We're in a tropical rainforest visiting with some very special guests.
Have we traveled halfway around the world? The location will surprise you.
Today on
Su Vida.